Ladies and gents, how are you? Good to see you for this Saturday night. Hopefully, we're on a little earlier than last night. Last night was a real cluster, especially with that fight. It was much later than I thought it was going to be. But hey, Mike Tyson didn't die, no one got knocked out. It seems to be all okay. You may be wondering why Zelig Williams is in the title and the thumbnail, and you're like, Ping, is there some really great update about him? There really isn't. The reason I actually put that in the thumbnail and the title is because one, I want to keep awareness about him, so people will keep remembering that he is still missing. Two, there is a little bit of an update. Apparently, a YouTuber has come to try and help. His name is Adam Brown Adventures. Good for him. I hope they figure something out. Um, there's been a few actually. There's been a couple of YouTubers that have tried to come and help. It's very odd, but he has a really big groundswell of people. I made one post on Twitter about it, and every couple of days, someone else retweets it or likes it. Like I don't get that with any of my tweets or anything. But every couple of days, someone keeps sharing it, liking it, doing something with that particular tweet, and I was like, well, these people are doing something with it. I was like, well, what am I doing? And I was like, well, I haven't talked about him in like a month. So I decided tonight to put him back in the title and the thumbnail, try to raise a bit more awareness coming up to really the holiday season. I'm sure his family would love to have some answers about where he is leading up into this time where, unfortunately, for a lot of families out there where they have someone missing, it really is one of the hardest times of year because everyone gathers together, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for the holiday season. And it's one of those times where that person becomes even more noticeable. So, I can show you. Hold on. I can show you. I can show you. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up this video. Actually, let me play the one where they say there's a YouTuber coming to help. I think it was yesterday. Hold on, let me pull it up. Can we use that video? I wasn't gonna play a video, but I will since people don't remember. This one? I guess we could probably use this one. We'll see how badly we get copyright struck for it. All right, yeah, we could probably use this one. All right.
In South Carolina, searching for missing persons Zelig Williams.
This is Adam Brown. 8 days ago, searching for Zelig Williams. Brown says he was late to the search party, but wasted no time searching for the missing Broadway star after he heard the case was happening in his home state.
Once I heard that it was only, it's right in my backyard, it's only 30 minutes away, I definitely wanted to provide our services as much as possible and try to help.
Adam Brown Adventures, along with nonprofit Rapid CC Brown and his colleagues, created the nonprofit with a mission to find families' loved ones who have disappeared, and they do it for free.
This spot's like a 3-minute drive from where his car was found, but it's like a 30-minute walk, not far, but still we don't know what Williams' mindset was.
According to Brown, he started his search by bike at the Palmetto Trailhead, where Williams' red SUV was found in early October. Brown decided to venture into small ponds and small boat ramps around the Congaree River.
Of woods, it's a very rough area if you're getting off trail, which I wouldn't advise to anyone because there's a lot of dense vegetation, there's a lot of hidden pools that maybe look shallower and ended up being deeper. So, we searched a lot of off trail, but it's very dangerous. A lot of concerns. There's a lot of trees down on every curve that weren't there before. And those present a lot of dangers. We went up all the way up there with some of the family and another search team. And we found multiple dead animals, different things caught up. There's a lot of debris out there that is hidden and that wasn't there before. And that's kind of our biggest fear.
In Columbia, Sharia Adams, Watch Fox News, local first.
So I'm happy to see that more people are coming out to try and help his family. I like some of his little devices. Like, I don't know what that is. Is that like a little sonar boat where you can send it out and it's instead of you getting on a kayak or a larger boat, you can send out this little automated remote controlled thing. that is really, really awesome for small areas where you couldn't get a kayak or something larger. Yeah, so he's been missing since, let me get I know it's sort of off the top of my head, but I want to tell you the correct details because I'm not always a reliable memory. Here we go. Let's go to Deadline, and I'll show you the photo that I put on the thing. Here. No, it's not going to work. All right, fine. We'll do it like that. Yeah, so Zelig Williams missing since the 3rd of October 2024, missing from Columbia, South Carolina, but it's more Palmetto Trailhead. That's where they saw his vehicle. Well, they found his vehicle. They believe that's probably his last, possibly his last known location. That's where you see it in that video where they're searching. That is that trailhead area. We looked at it on some maps about a month ago, had a look at the area. Actually, on the other side of it is a power plant. On the back side of that trailhead is some sort of power plant. We saw it on the maps, and then on the far side of the other side looks like some sort of private property. So it's wedged between these two other areas. But you can see from that YouTuber, it is dense woodlands. There is, like they said, they found animal carcasses, other things that you probably don't want to stumble across. He could be anywhere. But I find it interesting that they've now checked these waterways, and I think the police checked them too. They had boats out checking it when he first went missing. Now a second person has gone over the same area. At least right now, from them having a look, hey, we know from that lady in England, these things are not perfect. They were like, we checked that river 400 times, and then she was in the river. So, especially when you have debris in the water, things can be missed. So I would be cautious to say that it's 100% cleared, but that's now 2 separate times or more that people have gone out there to check that waterway and not located him. But there's his photo. They're saying he was last seen Thursday, October 3 at his home located in the 400 block of Longwood Road. But they did find his vehicle. Hey, they did find his vehicle near the Palmetto Trailhead. And I think that vehicle, if I can show you, did have a photo of it. It's like a red SUV type thing here. So there's the vehicle, license plate blacked out. There's a Palmetto Trailhead, Palmetto Trailhead. I don't know why it's said twice, but sure. There's that intersection. We saw it on the maps last time. They believe his car was found on the right side. There's like a little car park here. So I don't know. I hope they find him. I really do. Yeah. Hey, how are you? Hey, RX girl. Oh, I should say hello to people. Hey, Mamma Mia, good to see you. Diamond Heart, retired RN, Diamond Heart again, Diane Marie, Moonlight View. Hey, how are you? I hope you're doing well. STL cards, Glitter is here. Moon Shadow, hey, my friend. Nana Lana, Texas Roadrunner's here. We got a lot of people here tonight. Hey, Nana Lana. Who is this? Zelig Williams. There you go. Zelig Williams. Rachel, good to have you. April B. Just trying to scan through the list. Blaze is here. Hey, Blaze. I really appreciate all your really long comments. Each couple of days, Blaze Fairchild often leaves me really long replies to something I've said in the video. And while I haven't been able to get her a reply on the comments, I do read them all. And yeah, very interesting insights and experiences that you've been able to leave for me in the comments. I appreciate it. Moonlight View, hey, my friend. Laurie, who else is here? We got a lot of people here. To Natasha, Diane Marie, Danny, Mr. Dan Yee's here. I think we're at the end. I hope so. I'm not missing anyone. Kathy Lynch is here. All right, cool. Okay, so if you're in the South Carolina area, if you live anywhere around is it Watery? Is that the town name that's closest? Or even further into South Carolina, and you see this guy anywhere, call it in, contact his family. His family's pretty active on social media. I think they left a number. There might be a different number. Hold on, guys. They want you to contact the Richland County Sheriff's Department at 803-576-3000. So if you see him out there, or you have any information related to seeing him at the start of October, please call it in. The family really wants anyone with information to get in touch. Doesn't matter how small. Maybe you drove past here and you were like, "Oh, I saw that guy walking down the road." That is, you might think that is insignificant information, but that small bit of information could at least give people a direction of where he was heading, or maybe he never went directly into the trailhead. He parked and left. You know, there's multiple possibilities. I don't know. Columbia, South Carolina is a huge area. I hope they find in lots of water areas. Probably a lot of water moccasin too. I don't know why I said that. I just figured that there's a lot of swampland. There's probably a lot of water moccasin. Kathy says hello. Yes, hello. Yeah, it is a big area. We were looking at it on the maps about a month ago, and you just zoom out, and the wilderness areas just get larger and larger. They are fragmented in some ways, with property and towns, but you just get wider and wider, and it's just more bushland. And yeah, it's hard search area, very hard, especially with the rains. You've had all these rains and flooding, things like that. They cause so much problem with missing persons because those floodwaters move things around. Even day to day, week to week. You could have said, "Oh, we checked at the beginning of October." Well, now it's, what is it, the 17th of November. Who knows where things can be? You could be like, "Hey, there was a log with a flag on it, and it was over here," but it could be 2 miles away now. So things move very quickly in flooded areas. RX Golf so can you send out a link? Not sure why my membership dropped, but there isn't a button to rejoin. No? Okay, I can. If you don't see the dollar sign down below, I can send out a link. If you're on an Apple device, you need to do it this way. Hold on. Yeah, let me grab that for you. For some reason, Apple devices can only join through this specific link. I don't know why it works like this, but it doesn't work if you click the dollar sign. But if you click that link, or if you want to do it a different way, if you head to the main page of my channel, and in the URL bar at the end type /join, it'll pop up and you'll see the membership thing. But yeah, there's the link for anyone who wants it. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's very kind. It does help me out. YouTube's payment thing's a little odd. For creators, we get paid on a weird cycle. We get paid monthly, but it's like backdated. So this month I'll get what I earned in October. It's very strange. I don't get what I earn in November until December. It's very, very backwards. It's like backdated. You get everything a month later. And Gayla says because Apple takes a cut also. Damn them. Damn them to hell. How dare they? Yeah, I think a lot of people are misunderstood about the economics of being a YouTuber. It's bonkers. I had no idea until I started doing it myself, and I can tell you. So I'll tell you the truth. For every dollar that you put through the chat, the creator, after they get taxed by YouTube, get taxed by the US government, and then get taxed by their home tax department, takes home about 30% of, so 30 cents on a dollar. So for every dollar, we get 30 cents. That's not a joke. That's for real. That's what it ends up being at the end of the day. Because we have to pay tax on it too. So it's weird. We get like some sort of tax waiver that we have to give to the US government because YouTube is in the US, and we have to give them 5 or 10% or something, and then we have to pay our own tax on it. It's all very complex and annoying, but there you go. If you've never known how that works, now you do. All right, I want to talk about this case because this one is going everywhere right now, and there are some very odd details in it, and I really want to discuss it because why do we give preferential treatment to people who kill people? I don't understand that logic. So, um, it does. It's right. It's like I got state tax, and then I got my local government, and then I got my health fees and my health whatever. I know in America you guys have like 3 layers of tax that gets taken out. In Australia, it works a little bit differently. In Australia, there's a flat tax rate that you pay, and that's state and national. So it's combined into one. But at tax time, so once a year you get taxed these other levies and things like that you have to do. So healthcare and stuff like that, because we have universal healthcare. So you have to pay, I think it's like $1,300. So people say it's free, but it's not. It's only free if you don't have a job. But if you have a job, it's not free. It comes out of your tax money. All right. I want to talk about this particular case because I don't understand why these people are giving preferential treatment after killing this guy. So maybe someone in the chat can help me out, but I've been researching it all day and I was like, I still don't get it. And there's even a petition out, and I'll show you that later, saying to spare these people from a lifetime in prison or dying in prison. So yeah, let's watch the video. If it'll play, come on.
A Spokane couple killed their daughter's ex-boyfriend and left his body in the trunk of a car for a year. Now, 4 years after the discovery, they pleaded guilty. KREM 2's chief journalist Amanda Rowley has been covering this case from the very beginning and was in the courtroom today for their hearing.
John Eisenman and his fiancée Brenda Cross told the judge they are guilty of killing their daughter's 19-year-old ex-boyfriend. Out of respect for the teen's family, we are not sharing his name or image. Eisenman pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. Cross pleaded guilty to first-degree manslaughter, which is a charge prosecutors reduced from first-degree murder. The Spokane couple charged in the murder of their daughter's ex-boyfriend entered the courtroom together. Court documents say at the time of his arrest, John Eisenman admitted to killing the teen who he claimed sold his daughter into a sex trafficking organization. But Spokane police found no evidence that the victim participated in sex trafficking. Eisenman told police he kidnapped the teen in Airway Heights, zip-tied his wrists, and beat him over the head with a cinder block. The body was kept in the trunk of a car for a year before it was discovered in Hilliard. Police arrested Eisenman after tracing the car back to him. A year after his arrest, police arrested Eisenman's fiancée, Brenda Cross, for her.
By the way, I will explain something. They discovered the body of the teenager. The car was in one location and then it got moved to a secondary location. At the secondary location, someone broke into it and was rummaging through it for valuables, I guess, and they located the body of the teenager. So that's how the body was discovered. It wasn't meant to be found. Yeah, I don't know either. Someone has a doorbell. Who is recording news for the news station? You need to have a quiet area person at the news company recording your stuff from work from home. You can't be having doorbells go off. It's not very professional. You have to have a quiet environment. Okay. No, I'm not much better. I have couriers knock on my door. I have cats meow. I have my chair go crazy, my stomach, all sorts of things. So I'm not professional either. So here we go.
Her involvement in the teen's murder. Court documents say she admitted to a coworker she helped kill the teen. Before accepting her guilty plea, the judge read Cross's statement of guilt. It acknowledges there was no evidence of sex trafficking.
And I further acknowledge that there was no cooperating evidence that sex trafficked Is that your statement? Yes.
The couple faces a maximum sentence of life in prison, but as part of their plea deal, prosecutors will recommend 22 years for Eisenman, which is the low end of the standard range for murder, and they will recommend 8 years in prison and 3 years community custody for Cross.
The teen's family was in the courtroom today. They asked us to not show his picture or say his name. Now, they are not ready to speak publicly at this time, but we do expect to hear their victim impact statements at the couple's sentence hearing in January next year. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right. So I don't know what's going on here, whether there is more to this particular sex trafficking allegation, but they're going to be treated favorably. Now, John, the dad, he's going to get about 20 to 22 years in prison. The mom, or not the mom, it's his new partner. She's going to get, I think they're saying it's 8 years in prison for her role in it. But there was a petition for mercy. I'm just trying to see if this is the right one. Yeah, it is. They didn't get very many signatures, but mercy for John Eisenman. Washington dad murders daughter's boyfriend for selling her into sex trafficking ring. They're saying, they tried to get this very, very public, but they only got 19 signatures. I don't know if that played a part. I can see things here. People have done podcasts on it saying a father who rescued his daughter from trafficking or whatever. But the police are saying that there was no verifiable evidence that any trafficking ever took place at all. So I can only go off what the police say rather than conjecture, but very interesting here. And the way they killed him was brutal. Couple admits to using a cinder block to bludgeon teen they falsely believe sold their daughter into a sex trafficking ring. Yeah, so they've now pleaded guilty. I don't have a name for the victim. The family does not want his name out in public. I don't know why, but they just don't. And at the moment, everyone seems to be allowing that to be okay. Like news companies are not airing his name, that type of thing. So I'm not going to air it either. Jojo says 8 years for a young life. I know, 19 years old. What do you think about the 22 years for the dad, for the father of the girl? And where's the girl in all of this? Where is she? Did she know anything about that her dad was going to kill her boyfriend? Is she around? Did she pass away? I haven't seen not much about her. Yeah, so they're saying here, at the time of Eisenman's arrest, Spokane police said that he learned the victim would be in Airway Heights, a city less than 10 miles west of Spokane. They're saying he waited for him to arrive before confronting him. During that encounter, Eisenman abducted the victim, tying him up, placing him in the trunk of the vehicle. He then subsequently assaulted the victim by hitting him in the head with a cinder block and then stabbed him repeatedly, causing his death. The victim's body was left in the trunk of that car, which remained in the same location for almost a year. In October 2021, it was moved to Hilliard, an area northeast of Spokane. They're saying the body was discovered by accident. Individuals were rummaging through the car, taking items when they made the gruesome discovery of the teenager's body. The vehicle was eventually traced back to John, leading to his arrest, according to KREM. They say his fiancée, Brenda Cross, 57, was arrested in 2022 and charged in connection with the slaying. According to KREM, Cross told a co-worker that she helped kill the teenager. They're saying Eisenman and Brooks will be Brooks? I don't know who Brooks is, but is that a mistake? I'm all right, whatever. I'm just going to read what they wrote. They say Eisenman and Brooks will be sentenced on January 16. Court records show prosecutors have reportedly agreed to seek relatively light sentences for both. According to KREM or KREM, prosecutors will recommend a sentence of 22 years in prison for Eisenman and 8 years in prison, plus 3 years of community service for Cross. Why? Why do we give people a discount for killing people? I don't understand that logic. Because they thought they were protecting their daughter from something that wasn't happening? Is that something we allow now? We're like, "Oh, well, I was under the impression that I was doing the right thing, so therefore I'm a good person, right?" I Rachel says, "I will say the rumors were that she wasn't supposed to be with him and she lied about it, and that's the talk." Well, it ended up costing him his life. So, that's what a shame. What a shame. I'm hoping at some point we'll be able to know who he is. Well, I know his name, but I mean publicly, we'll be able to share all that and uh, tell you what kind of person that person was, that type of thing. Cross should not be in any community ever. She has a terrible discernment. Yeah, it is a very odd case. I don't know why prosecutors were so keen on doing a plea deal. If you had them dead to rights about killing this guy and they even admitted to it, why would you plea deal this or plea it out? I don't get it. Um, just seek the maximum you can. Isn't that what we do for the community? We don't go easy on these people. I'm very confused about why. Look, 22 years in prison. He is 63 right now. If he serves, he won't serve all 22, but just say he does. He'd be 85 when he got out of prison. He may not see the light of day. He is a bigger guy. Looks like he already has some health issues. They may never get out of prison. The woman, on the other hand, Brenda Cross, she may get out of prison. 8 years. She'll be in her 50s by the time. Is that right? Is Ping talking crap? Hold on. Oh no, she'll be in her 60s. Sorry, 60s. She'll be 8 years. She'll be 65 if she ever sees the entire sentence, which she may or may not. Yeah, she'll be in her mid 60s by the time she gets out of prison. If she serves all of it, she probably not. Normally these crimes, they'll serve 30%, 40%, something like that. If they don't have a really bad history with the same sort of offending, you won't move up a category in the court. So you can be like a level A, B, C, D, E. It goes on and on. And the further down you go, the more of the sentence you have to serve because they see you as a repeat offender. I don't know if this particular state does that, but a lot of them do. Even in Australia, we have that. So if you go one time, the judge will sort of like let you off. If you go a second time, they'll say, "Hey, you're a repeat offender. You've moved up a category." The sentence gets a little more harsh. So yeah, I wouldn't expect them to. I'm probably going to say they're going to serve like 30%, maybe 40, and then they're going to be out. So 40% of 22 years. He may be out in 5 years. Maybe 5 years for John. So 22 year sentence, he may be out in as little as 5 years, depending on the sentencing arrangement. She got an 8-year sentence. If she serves 30%, could be a couple of years, 18 months behind bars, and she may be back in the community under a 3-year community order. So, yeah. I want to know more about what led them to these allegations. What led them to these allegations that there was some sort of... It almost sounds like a cover-up. Oh, we need a good excuse for killing that guy. All right, let's say he was sex trafficking our daughter. Everyone loves that movie Taken. Everyone loves that movie. Let's see. They say an engaged Spokane couple pleaded guilty Thursday to killing their daughter's 19-year-old boyfriend 4 years ago after baselessly suspecting him of sex trafficking the girl. As part of the plea agreement, John B. Eisenman, 63, pleaded guilty as charged to first-degree murder in the death of... Oh, whoops. Why is that name out there? Sorry about that. Oh, I don't know if we... Oh, his mum's now said it's okay? All right, I'm confused. The article I just read like one day, it was released yesterday, says that the family doesn't want his name public. And then there's this article that says that his name can be released. All right, I'm confused. I don't know. It doesn't say. Their daughter has some explaining to do. I agree. I think she does. I'm not sure what's going on here, but there... Yeah, I'll show you here, back here. This article released a day ago. Where is it? Hold on, guys. Let me bring it back up. I think I closed it. And where's KREM? Here, 2 days ago. Yeah, we're not going to play the video again. But it says here... It said something like that the parents don't want his name out there. I don't know. I think I read it out to you guys. Oh, yeah, here. Out of respect for the teen's family, we're not sharing his name or image. But then in the other article I just had open, and I'm not going to reopen it right now, but it says here, these photos and name were given to the spokesman review, Spokane, Washington, by his mum, and that his mum gave permission for them to use the photo, and the photo came from her. So I'm a bit confused about why some people are okay, some people are not. Rachel, send me anything and everything you have, please. I would like to know a lot more about the background to this, and we can do it. We can do a part 2 on Monday night, because I would like to know a lot more. Anyway, I don't know why there's that discrepancy. Why one place is saying they don't want to share it, and that the family has asked them not to, and then another paper is saying that they got this directly from the mum of the victim. So I'm a little confused. They're saying here, wow, apparently the victim who was killed, his mother said he suffered from cerebral palsy and autism. I don't know if you suffer from autism, or it's just, is that one of those things we're supposed to say, like, it adds value to people's lives, and then we're supposed to say it's a plus thing? Like, should we say they suffer from autism, or should it be like he just had autism? Like, he can't change that he was born with that, right? I don't know. Anyway, it says here that his mother said he had cerebral palsy and autism. Yeah, so apparently John says here he was likely under the influence of methamphetamine at the time that he killed his daughter's boyfriend. Oh, that is a known thing for making everyone have a very clear mind, make very rash decisions. You know, I get it. They say the prosecution and defense agreed to a 22-year prison sentence for Eisenman and an 8-year prison sentence for Cross. Let's see. Here, Eisenman and Cross told police their daughter was sold into prostitution in October 2020 in Seattle by her boyfriend. They said they drove to Seattle to rescue her. Police said Thursday in court that there was no evidence the boyfriend sex trafficked his girlfriend. Police also said in documents there was no evidence to support that claim. They said he had not been able to document any independent and verifiable facts that would indicate the victim somehow sex trafficked his girlfriend. A couple of days after his body was found, they learned a resident called Crime Check to report that his neighbor told him Eisenman confessed to killing someone and placing the body in the trunk of a vehicle. Lesser contacted the neighbor, who said Eisenman indicated he killed the victim because the victim forced his daughter into prostitution. They're saying here, yeah, here. He told police he and Cross went to Seattle in October 2020 to rescue their daughter after returning to Spokane with the girl. He learned that the victim, sorry, I have to keep saying that because it's got his real name, was going to be at a mobile home park in Airway Heights. Eisenman said he surveilled the location, saw the victim being dropped off at the location, and then confronted him, used zip ties to tie his hands behind his back, placed him into the trunk of a Honda. He then said he used zip ties to bound his ankles and put a sock in his mouth, wrapped tape around his mouth as well. They said while he was in the trunk, the victim was in the trunk, Eisenman admitted to punching him, throwing a cinder block at his head, and stabbing him several times in the stomach. Jeez. This is a little weird too. Cross told a co-worker, which is the woman, in August 2022, she played a song about crying, 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 while she and Eisenman killed the victim. Cross then started to hum the song. The co-worker told police saying she played the song because the victim was crying so much while begging for his life. The woman said Cross told her that she and her partner were laughing and singing while the 19-year-old cried. Why would you do like that's very vindictive. It's very just heinous actions. Cross told the coworker she punched the victim in the face and that she and John hit the victim with a cinder block, beat him and stabbed him. She said they put his body in the trunk of a vehicle before ditching the car. Well, aren't you clever? Somehow they were able to track it back to you in under a day. So you're not as smart as you think you are. They say police arrested Cross and booked her into jail September 15, 2022 on suspicion of first-degree murder. They say Eisenman's recommended sentence would be the low end of 20 to 27 year standard sentencing range, plus 2 years for a deadly weapon enhancement. The recommended sentence for Cross, who sat in the gallery watching, would be 6.5 years to 8.5 years, plus a standard sentencing range. They said the attorneys also agreed to credit the defendants for time served in jail. Both of them have been incarcerated for at least a few years now. Apparently, the victim's mother, Teresa, told reporters after the hearing she didn't feel Eisenman's suggested sentence of 22 years was justice for her son. Yeah, I agree. 22 years in such a horrible killing where there's no proof of any of this happened. I don't really understand. You guys will have to tell me if you've ever heard any of this. Personal opinion from the time, she was trying to get away from her parents and the boyfriend was helping her. Yeah, I could see that. As someone who ran away with one or many girlfriends when I was younger, I could see the parents being angry at the other associated party, which happened to me a lot because I was the bad influence. I could see that happening where they had run away together or wanted to move to have a different life. Maybe she was prostituting to get money. I wouldn't be surprised. And they blamed it all on the boyfriend. You know, they're not going to blame their own daughter, are they? They're going to blame the evil boyfriend who took her away from them. So,
A Spokane couple killed their daughter's ex-boyfriend and left.
All right. We've already heard from you. Let me see what else I can find about John Eisenman. And then we've got other stories we've got to get to. Murder suspect. No, we can't use that. Can we? So this was back in the November 2021. Let me see if I can find anything from way back then, like when they were arrested. Oh, I don't think I can. It's like everything has been. That's weird. It's like a lot of these videos have been taken down. Maybe because they've now had a sentencing agreement. I'm not sure. Yeah, some of them have been removed. Yeah, let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can do something else. Not Eisenman. Give me 1 second. I'm going to change something. 1 minute. All right. Sorry for the dead air. I tried to turn on the VPN and see if they popped up. I was trying to see if it was a geo issue, like for being in Australia, but no. They were known drug users and drug dealers. Yeah, it doesn't sound great. Rachel says, "Ping, lots of local posts disappeared after this story after he was found." Yeah, it's odd. I tried to click on some very old videos from 2021 and they just led to nowhere. Like it just said this page is not there anymore. And I was like, huh? It's only 2 years ago. Like, why would the videos be gone? Here, let's go to non-stop. I think we've got a couple that we can have a look at very quickly.
New information now on a Spokane man and the couple arrested for his murder.
Yeah, Brenda Cross has pleaded not guilty after facing a judge yesterday. She and her fiance, John Eisenman, are accused of killing Andrew Sorensen in October of 2020. Spokane police found Sorensen's body a year later in the trunk of a car registered in Cross's name. Now, Eisenman later admitted he beat Sorensen to death. He claimed at the time it was for mistreating his daughter.
Cross wasn't facing charges until earlier this month after she told a coworker she helped with the beating. Cross and Eisenman are each set to go on trial in November.
All right, that's about the only old one I could find from back when it happened. See what I mean? They named the victim. Another paper, the spokesman named the victim, but KREM was told not to name the victim. The hell is going on? Why is one paper being told they're not supposed to name the victim and the other ones are like, yeah, the mom told us it's okay, we can do that. I don't know what's going on, but this case, I've never seen a case where they've been told separately at different newspapers to do different, things like that. I've never seen that. It's very odd, unless the mom has something against KREM and she doesn't want them getting any publicity for her son's trial and death and stuff like that, because it's odd that she gave permission to other, like KHQ, the spokesman, they all use his real name and photos with her permission. So I don't know. I've never seen that before in a murder case. I Hate Chocolate said it's Washington, not PC, to discuss reality. Well, this is life. This is what happens. There's no point hiding from it, and there's no point not discussing it, because it's just life. You can't be like, yeah, that kid that used to be around here and is not here anymore, he just disappeared. What happened to him? I don't know. Just nothing. He just went away. No, like we gotta tell the real facts of what happened. It's what happened. It's the truth, and there's no harm in telling the truth. Rachel says, it's very sad to see the videos of his mum begging when he was missing. So he must have been missing for a couple of years, and she must have thought he ran away or something like that, and then realized that he had been murdered when the body was located. That is very, yeah, that's, and they worked with these people to reduce the sentencing. I don't get that. You put that woman through so much pain and suffering for a number of years, and you're just like, yeah, let's help the people who killed the person. Very odd to me. Very odd. I would need to know more. I want to know more about these allegations. That's what I want to know more about. Where did they come from? And what, if any, evidence? I know the police said there is none, but I want to know more about it. They have huge court document filings too here. I'll show you. I think this is pretty sure. Yeah, it is, right? Murder. Yeah. So this is John's. This is his court filings. Originally got taken on a $1 million bond in 2021. He got arrested 1st of November in 2021. And now we're all the way, look at all this. All the way, look how many he's got. Trial ready. They got resolution expected. That means a sentencing. And then order scheduled, order setting trial dates. Trial date set 18th of the 11th. And then they had a leave for plea. So that's when they had the plea deal. So they were going to go to trial by the sounds of it, up until about last month. And then for some reason, they have now settled with a plea agreement. I wonder if it's the mum, like the victim. No, she wasn't happy with the sentence. I was like, maybe the mum didn't want to go through the trial and then have to have all the images and stuff like that. A year. Well, they were arrested in 2021. Yeah, so a year. The car was missing for a year. That's still a long time. You tell me, if your son was missing for a year, you wouldn't be traumatized, and then find out he's been in a boot of a car for 12 months. Still, it's a long, even a day doesn't matter. A day, a year, a month, a week, it doesn't matter. That woman is still never going to get over what happened to her son. What does this say? Notice of arrest, setting a trial date. Look how many they had for this. Started in 2022 and it got to last month in October. Let's see, can we look at that? Okay, I'll accept. It's just a court order. Yeah, they're just granted. They got granted a continuance. They had like 15 of these. Oh, we have to have a continuance we think we're getting close to something. Case is going to be resolved. Let's push it forward by another 5 months. It happens all the time in court cases. All right. The people wouldn't make it to trial, maybe. All right, we've got other stories to talk about. Yeah, anyone that has any background on that, especially the daughter, like what happened between the daughter and the boyfriend. Not saying you have to give me your name. I just want to know why and what happened when they went to where'd they go? Seattle? Wherever they went. I want to know more about that. So if you have something that was around back when this happened, let me know. Because I would like to view that. But yeah, look. Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys. Had a neighbor that knocked on the door. So, Nanalana, good to see you. Mamma mia, good to see you too. Kathy says, I don't believe in vigilante justice. Well, that's sort of what they wanted to do. The courts in Spokane are very lenient with crime. Unfortunately, I have seen that in a bunch of places, unfortunately. Not what you want to see, but yeah. All right, I want to take you to Florida. I saw this story. It's not funny, Ping. They're saying a Florida mom tricked teenager who was texting her 13-year-old daughter to meet at a Popeyes or Pope, yes. He was then shot by police. They're saying Sari Banks, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, arranged to meet the child at a fast food restaurant in Jacksonville, unaware that he'd been conversing with the girl's mother. They're saying an 18-year-old was shot by police in Florida following a sting operation orchestrated by the mother of a 13-year-old he was allegedly sending inappropriate text messages to. They're saying Sari Banks arranged to meet the child at the Popeyes fast food restaurant in Jacksonville on November 11 when he was confronted by the mother who had learned of the relationship the night before. According to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, a chief of investigators, Alan Parker, Banks was not that smart and had been unaware that he'd been conversing with the child's mother while arranging to meet. Upon arrival, Banks brandished a gun that was concealed in his underwear and told the woman, "When you hear shots tonight, you know what's up." Parker told the reporters the family retreated into the Popeyes when law enforcement was called. Responding to the report of an aggravated assault, officers arrived around 30 minutes later. As our officers arrived on scene, the suspect was standing by the business. He had plenty of time to leave. Banks was reportedly given multiple verbal commands to turn around and show his hands, but ran round the corner of the restaurant. As one officer followed him, he observed Banks pulling the pistol from his waistband. After multiple warnings and commands to drop the weapon, the officer opened fire, shooting Banks multiple times, including in the hand and leg. He continued to flee, dropping the gun, according to the police. After a short pursuit, which included further assistance from a canine unit, Banks was apprehended without further incident. He was taken to a local hospital for treatment and is believed to be in a stable condition. The Jacksonville sheriff said, "We like for parents to let us handle these type of situations. It's protective in nature and mums and dads are going to do what they feel they need to do to protect their kids. And we can't really blame them for doing it, but we do ask that they allow us to handle the situations, but I can't blame the mother." Parker added, "You never know what's going on, you never know what someone's going to do when their back's against the wall. It's probably better to leave it to the professionals." Did he just say that it was okay to do that, basically? Hold on, I'm going to see if we can get that press conference. Did he just say it was okay? I wonder if I can find it. What is it? The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Let's have a look. Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Nope, that's not how you do that. All right, here. Do they have a YouTube or a Facebook? Let's have a look. All right, let's see. Not that. Not that. Not Putnam County. Let's see if they added on their Facebook page. All right. Give me 1 second. I have to flip the screen. 1 second. No, very odd. It's not on their Facebook. Narcotics and gun investigation. No. I found it. How do I get here? Yeah, there you go, Scar.
Yep. Hey, good morning, everybody. So I'm Sheriff TK Worth, of course, and thank y'all for coming out this morning. We want to tell you about an incident that started at about 7 a.m. this morning. involving an aggravated assault. There's a lot of details involved, so I'm going to let Chief Parker give you guys what we know to this point. Chief?
Thanks, Sheriff. So good morning. So I'll start by talking about the suspect because it kind of leads up to what happened this morning. So the suspect in this case, he's an 18-year-old male. He's been having an inappropriate text relationship with a 13-year-old female. Last night sometime, the 13-year-old's mother became alerted to what was going on. She got the phone and started conversing with this guy herself. So she set up this morning a meet with the gentleman to come up here at 7 a.m. to the Popeyes to meet him and confront him. She showed up with a 13-year-old daughter and her 11-year-old son. They show up to talk to the suspect, and he confronts them with a pistol in his waistband, lifts it, and says, "When you hear the shots tonight, you'll know what's up." So the mother grabbed the kids. They went inside the Popeyes. The suspect walked around the back of the business at that point. She calls the police, calls in the aggravated, assault, so to speak, with the pistol. Police show up. They get there. A few minutes go by. They get there, and when the officer pulls up in the back, the suspect is still standing at the back of the business. He's had plenty of time to leave. This is approximately 30 minutes after the initial call. So he gets out of the car, starts confronting the suspect, says, "Hey, let me see your hands. Turn around. Let me see your hands." Suspect isn't really compliant, but he's just kind of slow moving. He slowly turns to his back to the officer, and he takes off running around the back of the business. So the officer takes off in a foot pursuit. As he hits the corner, he sees the suspect, pulls the pistol from his waistband. He yells for him, "Drop, stop, gun, gun, gun." Engages suspect. He shoots multiple times. Suspect continues around the neighboring business and drops the gun. He continues running. The officer tracks him and loses sight of him. So the responding officer set up like a perimeter. K9 responds to assist with the search, and they find the suspect. He had crawled up in like a drainage, like culvert. He was back in there, so they called him out without further incident. They got him into custody, and at that point, they started medical aid on him, requested an ambulance. The ambulance came to transport him to a local hospital. But from what I understand, he is now in stable condition. He was hit multiple times. I'll give you his information at this time. Suspect's name is Kerry Banks. It's spelled Cerry Banks, Banks. Black male, 3/18/06. This is our 7th officer involved shooting of the year. The state attorney's on scene conducting their investigation. And the officer involved is Garrion Robinson. That is Garrion Robinson. His ID is 72673. He was hired as a bailiff and he transitioned over to an officer, and he's been an officer with us for about 7 years now. And this was his first OIS. So we could take a few questions for that time.
Did the suspect return fire? Obviously it sounds like he may have pulled out a pistol. Was there an exchange?
It doesn't appear so at this time, but we're still reviewing all the evidence seen, but it doesn't appear so at this time.
After he was hit, did he drop to a drainage area? Specifically, where is that scene located?
So he went through the woods behind the business, and it's a culvert that it looks like it goes to the other side of the interstate. So I don't know the exact location, but it's back in the wooded area. Not far.
Where he was shot on his body. You mentioned he's in stable condition.
So it looks like it was once in his hand. There's something in the torso, and I heard maybe one in the leg.
When the mother was talking to him last night, did the suspect know it was the mother, or did she pretending to be the daughter?
Nah, he wasn't that smart. He thought he was still talking to the girl.
Would you not advise for parents to do something like that, though, for the safety of everyone?
So we have a unit that does those type of investigations you guys are aware of. Obviously, we prefer to leave it to the professionals because you never know what's going to happen. Luckily, he didn't shoot him, so you never know what somebody's going to do when their back's against the wall. So we would, obviously, I don't want to speak for everybody, but it's probably better to leave it to the professionals and let them handle the investigation.
There's a second scene over by a Dollar General. There's some rumors of potentially some sort of police chase. Are these incidents related?
I don't know if that's related or not. I don't know where the other scene is, but I don't know if a Dollar General. So.
And you did say you recovered a gun?
Yep. It's over to see where he dropped.
Did he drop it when he was hit, or did he drop it before he was hit?
It looks like he dropped it as he was hit. So I don't know if it knocked out of his hand, because his hand is definitely one of the shots. So I don't know the answer to that, but it's definitely where he was shot.
Any indication that any of the businesses or houses nearby may have been hit by any of the bullets?
No.
So then how many scenes would be for this incident specifically?
Only the 2 that I know of.
That being the drainage area where he was found in here.
And in between, if they do another article search or whatever, make sure nothing else was dropped, but that's it.
Was this suspect known to police, and did he have a prior record? And
I don't have that information at this time. They're still doing what they do.
So Janice, to further your question about, I think someone asked about parents. Well, absolutely, we'd like the parents to let us handle these situations. But listen, it's protective in nature, and moms and dads are going to do what they feel they need to do to protect their kids. In which we can't really blame them for doing that, but we do ask to allow us to make sure we take care of situations like this. But listen, I can't blame mom either.
St. Johns County put out a release a couple months back talking about, citizen-led sort of sting operations for people who may be engaging in, soliciting minors for sex. I mean, I would imagine a situation like this really kind of emphasizes why there's a concern about,
Actually, in this area, in Jacksonville, there has been a ton of citizen-led sting operations on the back of a few different things, but being that this particular area has had a really high success rate in catching predators for some reason, and two, there's been ones from YouTube. There's been a couple of different TV shows that were done in this particular area, including, I think, the guy from To Catch a Predator, but also the one that did she do it in season 1? Do you know the one that I'm talking about that was on Discovery, but now it's been cancelled? It was cancelled this year. They didn't do a season 3. Can't remember what it's called, but I'm pretty sure they filmed in Florida for season 1 too. But yeah, so obviously they've had a bit of a problem with, and there's those guys that have the other YouTube channel. What are they called? I will tell you, because I am subscribed to them actually. What are they called? Trilogy Media. They've been doing some sting operations too, if you know the guys from Trilogy Media. I don't know if they did it in Florida, but there's been a big uptick in the citizen sort of people doing it themselves. So I get why people are a bit concerned, and the fact it led to an officer-involved shooting. But yeah, I'm not going to play the rest of it anyway. I just wanted to hear if he said anything else after the comment about like, oh, we can't blame the mum too much, but we want him to leave it to police. Hey, Dr. Michelle, how are you? Good to see you. By the way, thank you very much for your donation last week. I did receive that. Unfortunately, I saw your message under the video, and by the time I woke up in the morning, you'd already figured it out. So I guess that's why you're a doctor, because you're way smarter than me. Evil Alaska says, my husband was 6'7", I'm 5'5". This is what we look like standing next to each other. Wild Man's mom says transparency in Florida is the bomb. Yes and no. I've had a lot of dealings with Florida police, and I've had a lot of dealings with Texan police too. While it is transparent because of sunshine laws, the police and the clerks often hide behind those sunshine laws in certain ways as well. So when you request something, they can be really so if they don't want you to have something, they'll say, oh, okay, yeah, sure, your request falls under the sunshine law and you should be able to have access to it, but it's going to take me and my clerks about $40,000 worth of man hours to get that information for you. And yeah, but if you pay that up front, we'll definitely get it for you, but it might take us 6 to 8 weeks to complete. Like for real, they'll just bill you a high amount if they don't want you to have it. I've known several people this has happened to. It's happened quite frequently actually. So there's actually a bunch of articles on it too, because Florida is one of the only states in the USA that doesn't have a waiver system for public requests for documents. A lot of other states you can get your money back or get it reduced. So you get like a waiver. But Florida doesn't have a waiver system for public documents. So you have to pay the full cost, whatever it is. Whether it's $500 or $90,000, you have to pay it. So Yeah, it's good, and it's gotten us a lot of documents over the years. But ask Eric from the docket what it's like. He'll tell you. Ask him next time you're in his chat what it's like. Tell him that Ping said you could ask that question. Mamma Mia, yeah, hi, good to see you all. Hey, Video Real, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. It's really nice to see your name, actually. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Kathy Lynch, good to have you too. Hey, Catatonics here. I didn't know. NSTL cards. What did they say? People expect cases to be solved in an hour. Who does? I don't know who said that. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but sure. Hey April, good to see you. Okay, so we're going to leave this one. I think we're going to leave it. I want to talk to you about a very rare occasion because I don't talk about this particular case at all. But due to there being a new documentary out, and you know Ping likes a good documentary, I'm going to ask for your opinion on this. Give me 1 second and I'll grab the link. Hold on. Let me go to my messages and I'll grab this link. All right, there we go. All right. What do you think about this? Now, you will know that this is why I don't talk about. We spoke about it the other week. JonBenét Ramsey is not a case I give very much Fs about. I don't really care about JonBenét, but I do like documentaries. So it's kind of like a conflicting thing for me. They got a new docu-series called Cold Case, Who Killed JonBenét Ramsey. Now, that Cold Case series, I'm pretty sure they've done a couple of others, which were okay. What do you think? And if you check it out, I don't know if I can play this. We'll probably get in trouble, but so I'm not going to play it all. But I will show you at the end here what it is. Let's have a look. Where is it? Down here? Oh, I don't know if they're going to show it. But it basically shows her father. He is very prominent in this documentary. So I don't know what you guys. I want to hear what your opinions are on a brand new 3-part documentary, but it seems to be heavily influenced. There it is. There he is, John Ramsey, but heavily influenced by John Ramsey. Do you think it's going to do anything? Trisha loves that one. She likes this documentary, or she. This is brand new. This is not the one from CBS from like 4 years ago. But yeah, let me know what you think. I think she probably likes it because it's got John Ramsey in it, and she can hear what he has to say, so she can pick it apart. But I heard it's very family forward. That's what I've heard. That it's more about their side of things and their opinion. That's what I've heard anyway. I haven't watched it yet, but I wanted to hear what your opinions were about this new documentary. Yeah, that's my opinion too, Video Reel. It's been 30 years. Actually, in 2 years' time or whatever, it'll be 3 decades. 3 decades of talking about this kid, and we're not any closer to arresting anyone. What? He's talking about JonBenét, or she. I don't know. I don't want to gender Video Reel. Cat's Gallery says, as long as John Ramsey is in it, it will be all lies. Man, I wish I could tell you a story about CrimeCon and John Ramsey, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to. I can just tell you that when CrimeCon invited John Ramsey to come to CrimeCon a couple of years ago, that they basically bent over backwards for him and even ran interference for him during the press conference. I'm not saying they did anything wrong. I'm just saying It seemed like they would do anything and anything not to offend him in any single way. They were like blocking people's questions. They even had a moderator that he chose that knew that would run interference for him and wouldn't allow him to take any hard questions about the case. They basically, all he wanted was softball questions like, "Oh, John, what's your name?" "Oh, my name's John." "Oh, what's your case about?" "Oh, my daughter was killed in the 90s and no one's ever solved it for us because no one cares." Like, that's basically what it was for about half an hour. Carolina says, "Yeah, I don't know who killed her, but I believe Patsy wrote the note." I actually heard an interesting theory the other day, and it's the first time in years that I've given any crap about this entire case. And someone said, well, I can't remember what it was. It was like, what if Patsy did write the note to cover for someone, but then realized that wasn't the case? And I was like, but why would you write a 4-page note? Anyway, it was an interesting thing. Trish doesn't know any more than anyone else. No, I don't know if that's true or not. Although I've worked with Trish for 5 years, I'm not sure if she does. I don't know. All I know is that she knows more about this case than most people. I don't know if that means she knows inside knowledge. I'm just saying that she knows more than most people would. She's spoken to people directly related to the case more than probably 99% of the public. Kathy Lynch says 1 of 3 people who killed her and 1 is deceased. Well, that's Patsy. Patsy died in 2009, 2006. I can't remember. Rachel says, sadly, we'll probably never know what happened to her. I actually believe that to be true. I believe this is going to be one of those cases that the people involved will take it to their grave and we'll just never find out exactly. I think the truth will have to be whatever the evidence says. Like, there'll never be an official designation of what happened. Kaliza says, I think John was abusing her and it went too far. Patsy wrote the note to cover for him, but I know that's not popular opinion. I'm willing to listen to anyone's opinion on it. It's not a case I'm terribly emotionally attached to or anything, but I'm interested to hear what people have to say. On either way, I don't really care. But I don't like it when people run interference for people when there is a suspicion that it could be them or someone that's in their family that is involved. And that really annoyed me about CrimeCon because they wouldn't allow people to have a fair opinion like what I do here. I'll let you say whatever you want and I'll bring it up on screen. They wouldn't do that. And they were acting very closed about it. Yeah, I don't think she's ever claimed that. But I will say from me talking to Trish, I think she knows more than 99% of people because she was around when it happened. She was working in true crime when it happened, or roughly. And she's just been around a lot longer for this particular case than most people. Eva Alaska says, being 5 years old and sexualized on stage. There's a lot of little girls that do pageant stuff, though. I've never understood that particular. I mean, a lot of people think pageantry is wrong and that it should wait for an older age group. I understand that's probably more in line with today's view on young girls and things like that. I totally understand. But there's many girls who do pageantry type of stuff. I can't remember who it was, Charisma, but you're welcome. Angela says you don't need interference if you speak the truth. That is true. What did they say? No, I don't think the thing that gets me with the intruder theory is this. If it is what they say they are, how did they get into the home if it wasn't the basement window? If it wasn't the basement window where there was no footprints in the snow and there was no spider webs disturbed on the window sill, then what was the point of entry to the home? And why would an intruder write a 40 million page ransom note that the FBI said they checked through the entire world, not just the USA, they checked worldwide for any other instance of a ransom note that was more than 1 page long, and they could not find it. They could not find another example. I don't know if that's still the case today, but at the time, they were unable to find a secondary example of any ransom note that was more than 1 page long. And they said that was very strange. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Who knows? Love You More says, hello, everyone. Hello, Love You More. Good to see you. It's a chimney. He came down the chimney like Santa Claus. Maybe. Maybe it was Batman. Who knows? I do think that there is sufficient allegations of corruption, though. I think that a lot of people didn't do their job properly that probably should have, like not declaring the crime scene closed, like having so many people within a place where a little girl, or if you go to the original moment, right? The original moment was that a little girl had been abducted. They didn't know where she was. They didn't find her body until later, a little bit later on. Why was that entire house not closed down and only access for investigators? Why were neighbors coming in and friends and family and people? It should have been shut down and closed off and had that as like a clean crime scene. And I do believe that may have screwed up a bunch of stuff because a lot of the evidence is gone or contaminated. Maybe Catwoman. Maybe. Wildman's mom says the front door was the entry point. The person in that home used it to enter by also. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Who did? Trish did? I don't think Trish did that. I think she said that her friend, who's a handwriting expert, said that was most likely the conclusion. I don't know if she said that she I don't think Trish has ever publicly given who she thinks killed JonBenét. I'm pretty sure, right? I've worked with her for 5 years. I don't think I've ever heard her publicly pin this crime on anyone. She said she thinks there's people involved, but I don't think she's ever said who she thinks killed JonBenét, unless she's done it recently and I haven't seen it. You're the Joker? Yeah, I'm not sure. But I don't think I've ever seen that. I know that she's had Senna Wong on, who's done a lot of stuff with handwriting for this particular case. Whilst my mum said the front door was I believe. Angela says no, she's always said she doesn't know. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard her say who she thinks did it. Do you think Adam Walsh was kidnapped and then his head found? I think that his father has done an awful lot in the last 40 years to help other families. I'm not sure, but I would say that John Walsh is a hell of a guy. He's supported so many families who have had missing children. He's helped rescue other children. He's helped solve other cases. I have a lot of respect for John Walsh. I know there's a lot of detractors for him, but anyone who dedicates the rest of their life, and yes, he does get paid. We all get paid, don't we? We all have jobs, but he has dedicated his life to trying to raise awareness about other people's cases. It says a lot to me, and I don't believe that Adam Walsh is alive. I believe he's dead. Yes, I believe that is true. Hey, Juicy Jules, how are you, my sweet friend? It's good to see you. She is. But yeah, I don't know. I've asked Trish in private, and she won't even tell me who she thinks killed JonBenét. I've asked her just to tell me, like secret squirrel, and she won't even tell me. So, Rachel says, I believe several handwriting experts said that Patsy wrote the note, and there probably wasn't an intruder, but we don't know any more than that. I also heard a lot of people harping on, apparently in this documentary, they keep talking about the DNA on the underwear. And I think I like the CBS documentary's explanation for, was it CBS or NBC? I can't remember which one. But they did a documentary like 5 years ago in 2019. I like their explanation. and it makes the most sense to me on the Occam's razor that the underwear was brand new. It came out of a packet that hadn't been opened before, being that most likely the touch DNA came from the factory. To me, that's the most likely explanation. If it had been used underwear or had been washed a few times or someone else had worn it, there'd probably be a lot more on it. And the fact that they only found what they did tells me that's a pretty good scientific explanation. All good. Rachel says, I believe several handwriting. Yeah, I think so. Why did they move her? Yeah, why did they put her in the basement? That's true. I don't know. They also tried to say that she was burned by a stun gun, but I actually like the other one saying that it might be something else, like a piece of metal or a train track or something. It makes a lot more sense than a taser, because a taser doesn't leave those type of marks. I think the CBS documentary did some things very well and some things not so great. So I think they did some good, some bad. Yeah, John Walsh's daughter, uh, I remember when all that happened and she was on social media saying a lot of stuff. I don't know enough about her or what her situation is, but I do know that she's had several children taken away from her. I don't know what for, but I remember at the time that she'd just given birth to a baby and that the baby had been taken away, but I don't know enough about her to give you a comment on what happened. Old couple keep him in jail, maybe. That's right. Watch us soar. Like an eagle. Like an eagle. Yeah, freedom eagle. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Give it a watch. Let me know what you think. If you like JonBenét Ramsey, I'm always interested to see a documentary. Am I gonna watch it? Probably not. Probably not. It's not my thing. I'm not a huge JonBenét Ramsey person. Um, I think I've said in the past, I have a real big trouble in connecting with cases that are very old, like cases. The only one I can is Mr. Cruel, and the only reason I can do it with that is because it's local to me. Mr. Cruel was literally in where I live right now. It's my town. Like it has some connection to me. But a lot of these American or European cases that are really, really old, I struggle to have any interest in them, and it's just because they were before my time. I was when was JonBenét killed? 1996. That's not how you spell that, Ping. There we go. JonBenét. When was she killed? December 25th or 26th, so Christmas Day or Boxing Day, 1996. I was 11 at the time or something. I was like 11 or 12 at the time. No, 96. She was killed. I was 6 plus 6. I was 12. I was 12 years old at the time. I had no idea who JonBenét was. JonBenét's only come on my radar in the last 10 years. It's not really something I identify with. Robbie says, just back work. Hey, good. I'm glad. I hope you had a good Sunday at work. April says, I was into it for a long time and now I think it can't be solved. I believe it would take an entire new team to come in and to start from the ground up and have no predispositions on anything. You would have to bring an entirely unbiased team, maybe even from England, like bring in the Scotland Yard and let them run it, and just start from, soup to nuts. Just start from everything, like from moment zero, and don't let them be predisposed to any kind of idea and then see what we get. And it's been 30 years. Do I think we should do it? Yeah, sure. I'm always open to seeing cases solved. Let the Aussies do it. Yeah, the AFP don't mess around. They are very much like Scotland Yard, but not saying the FBI or something couldn't do it, but they are predisposed to the case already. Nah, I don't know. Nah, don't care. Let's see. Let's see if I missed anything. Thanks. And supposedly the cops searched the house and didn't find a great. Well, like I'm not going to blame the police on this. I do believe there was some sort of I don't know if it's as far as corruption, but there was some sort of issue between that Boulder Police Department and other um, political figures, and I don't know what the deal was there because again I wasn't around at the time, but I do believe that played into it. All right, well, yeah, give it a watch if you want. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but hey, it might be good for archival footage or something we haven't seen before. They're probably going to try blame it on this guy, Gary Olivia, or whatever his name is. Oliva. The guy, isn't that the guy who claimed that he killed JonBenét? And they were like, nobody, you didn't. Oh, here we go. Theorists have also questioned whether their son Burke, who was aged 9 at the time of JonBenét's death, killed his sister accidentally in a moment of rage and his parents covered it up. But tests in 2008 on newly discovered DNA on her clothing pointed to the involvement of an unexplained third party. Man, John Ramsey must have absolutely creamed himself when they found that. They were like, must have like, I have my ticket. It's my Willy Wonka gold ticket. I have it. Look, I don't know if we'll ever have justice for JonBenét and find out who actually killed her or whatever. I hope they do, for the sake for the little girl, not for her dad, not for Burke, not for Patsy, who's long gone, not for Boulder PD or the politicians who are involved, but for that little girl. I think she deserves justice for her, not all these people around it or whatever, but for her. So, geez, they really did look like something out of an American movie, didn't they? They look like something out of like, A Christmas Tale or something like that. Is Netflix your sponsor? No. Actually, I said it's bad. Why would I be sponsored by it? I said no. Evil Alaska says only case JonBenét is still popular is because they had dollars. I find it interesting that they keep making documentaries on it. Every 4 or 5 years, we get a new 3-part documentary with the same information. I don't think any of them have. The last good one was the CBS one, even though it wasn't perfect. But none of these other ones have produced any good information. It's just the same stuff regurgitated over and over and over again without giving us anything different. Like if you'd come out and said we found secret recordings that the police had in 1996 of a suspect that they, thought might have killed JonBenét, I'd be like, wow, I'd watch that. But if you're just going to tell me the same story over and over again about Christmas Day in 1996 and how you got the police there and you called 911 and I mean, I think there was a documentary in 2001 that was the same thing. A dingo did it. A dingo ate me baby. It could be that. John Marcar was the one. Okay. And yet we're talking about it. That's right. But I like documentaries. I do. And I get a lot of people requesting me to talk about JonBenét. So this is the one time I'll talk about it is because there's a documentary. But if this was just news that, I don't know, they were going to go to CrimeCon or something, I wouldn't even cover it. Because I really don't give a crap. Is that guy? Is that guy, John Marcar, arrested in Thailand? Pretty sure. There's his name. I don't know. It's up to you. You guys tell me what you think in the comments about it. You tell me. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get out of this stupid story that no one's ever going to solve. Ain't no one ever going to solve it because no one wants to. That's the issue. Like, this is the thing. If that DNA sample was truly something amazing, they could fund it through Othram and get a DNA genetic genealogy done. It could have already been done by now. Like, they've had that DNA sample for over a decade, yet no one wants to do that. No one wants to find the killer, the secret killer, the killer that will solve this case and blow it wide open. I find that interesting. And then, John is trying to raise money for it. Buddy, don't you have enough money? It's like $5,000. I'm sure you got $5,000 in your pocket. I'm sure you have that as walking around money. Sure you could fund the DNA genetic genealogy for it. I Hate Morning says, I think a lot of people didn't know much about the child beauty pageants. I can't say I know a ton about it. Yeah, I've not seen very much. I don't know a ton about the pageant system. Carla, that is very kind of you. Thank you very much for your, is that a super chat or a super sticker? I can't tell. Either one, but I'm very, very thankful. Thank you very much. You've been a great supporter of this channel. It's very kind. Yeah, I don't know. If you want to tell me about it, I'll listen, but I don't know very much about the pageant system. I probably believe that it's probably used to, no, not used to. I believe there's probably a lot of hangers on within the pageant system who should be looked at a lot more closely for why they feel the need to hang around little girls. That's what I would think. That why is there grown men who like to hang around that are not, children's parents or whatever, and they like to hang around child pageant systems? That's what I would suggest. That's about all I know. All right, let's go back here. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's go to South Africa. Let's see what else I've got on my thing. Okay. Shall we go back to North Carolina? Apparently, we're always in North Carolina recently. All right. Let's go to WBTV. Let's not WB. Yeah. WBTV. Hopefully it plays.
Breaking news, an 18-year-old girl from Charlotte found dead on the side of the road, and now the hunt is on for the person who left her there. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Siobhan Bryant.
And I'm John Carter, and there's a lot to sort out here. So let's walk you through what we know right now. 18-year-old Sydney Bisson was found dead Sunday morning near Highway 150 in Boger City. That's in Lincoln County, about 45 minutes west outside of Charlotte. Her death is just now being reported, even though her body was found 5 days ago. So let's map this out for you if you're not familiar with that area there. Boger City is considered a neighborhood. It's just east of downtown Lincolnton. We do not know how long Bisson's body had been there before being discovered, or the manner in how she died.
Investigators have identified 34-year-old Gregory Hauser as a person of interest in connection to the young woman's death. A warrant is now out for his arrest on one felony count of concealing and failing to report a death. Important to note, he has not been charged with homicide, only concealing a death and failing to report it. Hauser also has charges pending in Catawba, Mecklenburg, Lincoln, and Gaston counties. Hauser reportedly had on an electronic monitoring device for pretrial motions in Gaston County. However, he's now accused of tampering with that device, meaning he now faces even more charges. If you know where this man is, take a good look at him on your screen. You're urged to call 911 immediately.
Now behind bars, police say he was involved in the death of an 18-year-old Charlotte girl. Her body found in Lincoln County last weekend. Thank you for joining us here at 11. I'm Natisha Lance. This is a story we've been following since Friday. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office tells us they have arrested this man, 34-year-old Gregory Hauser. We were informed around 5:30 this evening. They say they spoke to Hauser by phone and he agreed to turn himself in. He's charged with concealing and failing to report a death. 18-year-old Sydney Bisson's body was found last Sunday near State Highway 150 in Boger City. That's in Lincoln County, about 45 minutes west of Charlotte. Now, it's not clear how long her body was there before it was discovered or how she died. Sydney's family says she was a brilliant light in their lives, and they are determined to get justice for her. Right now, they're asking for privacy. Officials say they are only questioning Hauser about Bisson's death. He reportedly had an electronic monitoring device for pretrial motions in Gaston County. The sheriff's office says he has more pending charges in Catawba and Mecklenburg counties. He's being held without bond. We will continue to dig into this story and let you know when we get answers.
What a horrible crime. This guy, another guy with an ankle monitor, committing a murder, possibly, allegedly, in for questioning on this particular case. 18-year-old Charlotte girl's body found in Lincoln County. Really horrible. I'm just going to bring up something else about Sydney. Hold on. Yep, here. So he was arrested just under 2 hours ago. Yep, okay. They're saying they arrested him at 8 o'clock. No, that was this morning. Okay, so this morning, I'm getting lost in time zones. Hold on. 6:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He was taken into custody this afternoon. So yeah, like 8 hours ago, something like that. I know it's late at night. They're saying suspect in custody on outstanding warrants, wanted in connection to 18-year-old girl's body found in Lincoln County. If he was wearing that GPS monitor, they said he did fiddle with it though. So maybe they just know he was near her, because I doubt he was like, I have an ankle monitor and here's a dead girl. Let me put her in this location while I'm wearing a GPS tracker. Although it has happened in the past. They're saying deputies discovered the body of Sydney on November 10th, close to NC Highway 150 East in the Boger City community. On Fridays, deputies said they were searching for 34-year-old Gregory Clifford Hauser of Bessemer City in connection to the case. On November 16, detectives with the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office made contact with him by telephone, and he agreed to turn himself in. He was taken into custody at a relative's home around 3 p.m. on Saturday. He surrendered to officers without incident. He was arrested on one felony count of concealing and failing to report a death. He's also has pending charges in a billion friggin' counties. In Mecklenburg, Lincoln, Gaston, Catawba, and he's being held in the Harvard A. Krause Detention Center without bond. His case remains active right now. Sydney Bisson. Let me check if I can find anything about Sydney. Let me go here. Nope. Let's go to Yahoo. Here. They're saying authorities identified that body that was dumped. So Lincoln County Highway. Yeah, that's really sad. Let me start. I want to find more about the girl though, not more about this chrome dome of a guy. I want to find more about her. Give me one sec. Where is it? Sydney Bisson. So they're saying they found her in this area. Let's have a look. I don't know why they got this photo. Is this the location where they actually found her? Yeah, I found this photo. I don't know who Charlotte alerts are, but I found this photo of a back area here. Is this where they located her body? This looks like road making materials here. This blue bitumen or something like that. I don't know what's going on here, but there's her photo at least. Sounds like an all-round good guy. How do you have so many outstanding charges in like 15 different surrounding counties and not be in jail? It's very interesting. But yeah, I'm glad they brought him into custody. That is good news. Off the streets, can't hurt anyone else, but still an 18-year-old girl. I don't know how she died, but they're saying that he could have possibly been involved. They're saying here, we are relieved to share that the individual responsible for Sydney's death is now in custody. This development brings us a step closer to achieving the justice that Sydney deserves, and we remain steadfast in our commitment to seeing this person prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. That's according to her family. They also say Sydney was a radiant light in our lives, one that shone far too brightly for this world. We honor her memory by advocating for accountability, ensuring that no other family has to endure the immense pain we are experiencing. We sincerely appreciate your understanding and respect for our family's privacy as we navigate through this heartbreaking journey. You know, it's the one sentence we always hear when we hear of these type of murders is, these families come out and say, we'll do everything we could to make sure that another family doesn't have to experience the pain that we are experiencing. But there's always another family. Always. I mean, I don't know if we've saved any other families with the work that advocates do, police, true crime people, who knows? But it's sad to me that there's always another family. There's always another family with a young person who dies, and they have to travel this road of grief, justice, finding the person responsible, then going to court, the parole system, everything. It's a lifelong thing that they have to then navigate. They're saying, at least he didn't try to go out in a shootout or something. What can we find out about Gregory Clifford Hauser? Let's see. No, I don't want that. Let's go to the Charlotte Observer. They're saying man surrenders after Charlotte teen's body dumped along rural North Carolina highway. It's a very pretty photo. They're saying here authorities identified a body dumped along a Lincoln County highway early November as 18-year-old Sydney Bisson of Charlotte. And a man wanted for questioning in connection with her death surrendered on Saturday, charging him. So they've only charged him with concealing and failing to report a death. I would expect once he goes through questioning and interrogation, they will update those charges. I doubt that girl just died randomly while in his company. I highly suspect he probably had something to do with her winding up dead. They're saying he also has charges pending in other counties. Yep. Yeah, this is interesting. Apparently, a Gaston County judge recently ordered him to wear an ankle monitor as he awaited trial on charges that investigators didn't disclose on Friday. He was charged with misdemeanor interfering with an electronic monitoring device. Investigators have not said who found Bisson or whether she knew the suspect. Sheriff's detectives contacted him by phone on Saturday. He agreed to turn himself in. Yep. What is this? He was arrested on a charge of concealing and failing to report a death charge, but the sheriff's office didn't say in a news release Saturday night that the charge is related to the teen's death. What other dead people is he hanging around? They're saying he is also wanted for questioning in the death of Sydney. He was bailed. All right, what Lincoln County Sheriff? Let's see if we can find their full statement on their Facebook. Facebook. Yeah. No, not Oregon. Lincoln County. Let's see. Do they even have a Facebook profile? Is that normal? Most of these people have Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. Huh. That's interesting. They might want to fix that. Huh. Hold on, let me show you guys something. So right now, I don't know why, but their website is showing their CloudFront address, not their URL. So it should be like a URL, like whatever, sheriffsdepartment.gov or whatever. But look at this. It's showing their CloudFront address, which is actually highly insecure. They shouldn't be doing this. I mean, it won't do much, but you get it in the wrong hands of someone who already knows the information. See, it's giving this address instead for them. You couldn't do a ton with it, but it's a clue that a hacker might need for something. So that's interesting. It shouldn't be showing you that as their website. Have you heard of the unsolved arson? Yeah, we talked about it a while ago. Yes. Good night, Nalana. See you later. Yeah, I think we're gonna wind up in about 5 minutes. It's very late. This is the interesting thing. Everyone wanted the late shows, but no one hangs around. Everyone wants to go to sleep. Actually, let's talk about that for a second. So, the last week we did the other way we could do this, which was we'll do early shows Monday to Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday we'll do the late shows. Those shows outranked these shows this week where we did all late shows by 45%. 45%. I don't know why or what's going on, but there's a lot of people who advocate for the late shows, but it's odd. It's almost like those people do watch the late shows, but they're not that many, but they're very vocal. But the mass majority that people that watch this channel that maybe don't interact with the chat watch the early show. I don't know what it is, but that's what the analytics are telling me. No, I know, but I'm just telling you what the analytics tell me after this couple of weeks. I'm just letting you know. Gayla says, really, I thought more people came in the late shows this week. You think so? What do you guys are gonna have to really tell me, because like the analytics tell me different. I don't know what it is, whether it's people that watch on replay. I don't. It doesn't give me that metric. It just tells me what the view difference is between last week and this week, and this show and that show. The late show wasn't late enough tonight. Late enough? Oh, because I jumped in earlier because I saw that Trish wasn't on. So I was like, I don't want you guys sitting around with no show for hours. And I was like, I don't want to do that to you. So I jumped on earlier than actually I wanted to. I was going to jump on 50 minutes ago, but I felt bad that you guys would have just been sitting around doing whatever you wanted to do. You guys think so? You guys think the late shows have been more successful this week? I haven't got the analytics for the last 3 or 4 days because it takes 48 hours for you to get the numbers. But the earlier ones this week were not as high ranking as the ones we did last week. Interesting. I'm very interested. Evil Alaska says, what is a CloudFront? So a CloudFront is something, it's sort of like the best way to explain it is it's a barrier to to their servers, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to explain it to you. So there's a company that everyone would probably know. It's called CloudFront. Is it CloudFront? It's basically a way of mitigating traffic to your website. So when the traffic comes to your website, it can filter things. So it looks for things like DDoS attack, IPs coming from places that are known hotspots for attacks or hacking or whatever. And it's a way of filtering traffic in a way to your website, making sure that you don't have your website taken down by a denial of service or a rush of traffic. It can also spread the load and help spread load for you, where so if you had like a big event and everyone came rushing to your website, it wouldn't just crash. They could like spread it across multiple servers or pipes and stuff. So it's just a way of managing traffic. It can also hide you where you are too. So if you have your servers somewhere, it can also put like it's almost like a firewall in front of your servers in a way, a public facing one. So you can stop bad things from happening, people tracking your servers. There's a bunch of different stuff it can do. But it's everyone uses them now. No one really has websites that go straight to a server anymore. They often have a cloud front. Or what's Cloudflare? Cloudflare is the one that everyone would know. That is true. That is true. Perhaps do another week. The election may have changed it up. I do think a lot of people were distracted with the election this week. That is true. Some of the earlier shows this week were down, probably due to everyone either partying too much, too obsessed with the election, or commiserating because their person didn't win. One of those three. Okay, well, what do we do this week? Do you guys want the late shows again all week? No early shows? I'm happy to do it, but I just need to know what people want. That's the hardest thing about being a creator, right? It's hard to know what people want sometimes. You get such a split, like a split opinion. Gayla says 3:30 is 10:30 Eastern, and that's fine for when Trish isn't on. I don't know what you're talking about. 10:30 Eastern. Yeah, right. No, no, it's 2:30, right? 2:30. 2:30. It'd be 2:30 when Trish's show starts at 10:30. It's 2:30 in the afternoon for me, not 3:30. Yes, and then she finishes normally around 3:30. You do care. You care so much. You care all the times. Oh, the time for you is 3:30. Okay, I get what you mean. Is Moonlight View here? Oh, hey, good to see you. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, when Trish is normally on, it's 2:30 p.m. for me in the afternoon. I don't know. I've even been thinking about doing some daytime shows. Would you guys like some daytime shows? Although I feel like Eric is on quite often during the day, and I don't want to compete with his uh, people or traffic or whatever. But I've been thinking about doing like a morning show. You like the late shows. This is interesting. This is very interesting. You know, though, that we'll probably lose a lot of our East Coast people by running the late show. I think they're the ones who really care about the early show because for them, when we're on late, it's too late for them because they've got a 3-hour differential in time. So for a lot of you guys on the West Coast or Central, it's not that late, but for them, it's super, super late. So they'll probably be on the replay crew. Okay. You don't internet during the day? What do you do during the day? Do you do just real life? Is that what you do? You're like at night I internet, and during the day I'm very hardcore real life. Is that what you do, like a vampire? I do attract a lot of West Coast people. Actually, this is interesting. I'll tell you something. When I first started this channel, I attracted a lot of East Coast people, a lot of East Coast people. And as the show has progressed over the last year, it seems to have migrated, and I attract a lot of West Coast Australians, the UK and Europe, and people from the Central or Mountain Time in America. It's weird. And my East Coast viewers has dropped dramatically. just something we noticed in the last year of looking at the analytics. I don't know why that is, but we've just seen it. Oh, you're not able to get it back? Oh, did you send me an email about that? I know someone did. Was that you, my friend, that sent me an email? I have to reply to you. I also got a really nice email from Shirl Huffman. Shirl Huffman, I will reply to you, my sweet friend. I did read your email. I just haven't had a chance to reply yet, but I will. I know that RX girl, did you send me a PM or something? Let me check my stuff. Oh yeah, you did. No, that's glitter. I feel like I know about your problems with the membership. I feel like you must have sent me an email. I'm just not sure when you sent it. Yeah, I can't find it right now, but I do know of your issues. I know you sent it to me saying that you were having problems. Actually, is everyone having problems with the memberships? Because I think I've had a couple this week with people saying they've been unable to resubscribe to the channel. Let me know if that's still an issue and I'll check into it with Apple. Not Apple, YouTube. If people are having trouble subscribing, I will check with YouTube and see what's going on. Because I think you're not the first person to email me, RX Girl. I had an email from someone else saying that they were unable to re-up their membership this month, that it kept just not doing it. Like they'd go in and put a card in, press subscribe or whatever, and it wouldn't do it. So I can reach out to YouTube to get help for you. All right. Shall we do one more? One more and then, oh, it's 5 o'clock already. All right, we can do one more. Actually, do we have anything out of... Weren't we looking at a case that was supposed to have an update? Hold on. Thought I had one. I always feel like that I'm going to miss something. I always feel like there's a case that we're supposed to be following and then I forget about it. Let's see. Sorry, I'm looking through my list of active cases. We did that one yesterday. Coburger, we're not going to do. We did the head that washed up on Biscayne Key. Oh, okay. Let's do this one. We like people who pretend to be other people. Let's head to NBC News, hopefully. Yes.
Providence St. Joseph in Burbank in disbelief after learning this woman, 44-year-old Amanda Leanne Porter, impersonated a nurse at the hospital, caring for dozens of patients before she was found out and fired.
I'm surprised because right now I just came out of the, I guess they would call it maternity ward. And if anyone was in there doing that, I would just be blown away. To me, I'm shocked when you told me that. I really am.
Porter, according to Burbank police, impersonated a real nurse who lives out of state. Porter fraudulently worked at Providence St. Joseph from April to May of this year, caring for about 60 patients and collecting paychecks. Police say Porter also committed a similar crime at Henry Mayo in Valencia. Both hospitals told NBC4 in statements that Porter was in the probationary or orientation phase of her employment and was partnered with a training nurse during all the shifts she worked.
First thing I thought of is, how is this happening? How is this allowed to happen?
Family nurse practitioner Alice Benjamin says this story has her concerned, saying it isn't easy to impersonate a nurse.
When you go to apply, you need to provide verification of your nursing license. In many cases now, you need to provide even a copy of your diploma or your transcript.
And she says you have to verify through competency tests and evaluations that you have the skill set to care for patients.
We go through rigorous schooling programs, testing.
before in statements that Porter was in the probationary or orientation phase of her employment and was partnered with a training nurse during all the shifts she worked.
First thing I thought of is, how is this happening? How is this allowed to happen?
Family nurse practitioner Alice Benjamin says this story has her concerned, saying it isn't easy to impersonate a nurse.
When you go to apply, you need to provide verification of your nursing license. In many cases now, you need to provide even a copy of your diploma or your transcript.
And she says you have to verify through competency tests and evaluations that you have the skill set to care for patients.
We go through rigorous schooling programs, testing. We are licensed as nurses.
Nurse Alice says it makes her worried about the security of her nursing license, especially because police believe Porter may have committed this crime at other hospitals in Southern California.
I'm licensed in California, Arizona, Michigan, and New York. So I immediately, this story concerned me because here I am in California working, but what if someone knew that I knew my information and went to New York and impersonated me? That's scary.
Indeed, at a time when you're supposed to think you're going to get the care that you need, you could have had a woman who has no, experience caring for people tending to you in a hospital. Who knows if she's giving you the right medication, can read your charts correctly, can do anything like that. Her name is Amanda Porter. She's 44 years old, arrested November 7th in connection with a nursing job she obtained at a medical center in Burbank using the identity of a registered nurse who lived out of state. According to the department on Thursday, Porter, who does not have a nursing license, was charged with identity theft, false impersonation, and grand theft. The department said jail records show she is being held without bail right now. Her lawyer did not immediately respond for a request for comment on Friday. Prior to her arrest in the case, the department said Porter was in custody over similar allegations linked to a hospital in nearby Santa Clarita, California. That's up north. It wasn't immediately clear what charges Porter may face in that case. Jail records showed that the LA County Sheriff's Office was the arresting agency. The department did not immediately respond for comment. At the time of her arrest on November 7th, she was on probation for a separate federal case out of Virginia. The Burbank police statement said in a statement of facts in the federal case that Porter acknowledged as accurate. She admitted to stealing the identity of a registered nurse in New York in 2015 and using it to get a job as a supervisor at a nursing home near Norfolk. They say Porter, who is identified in the case as Amanda Porter Ely, had the position for 5 months before she was fired in March 2016. Using the nurse's name, date of birth, and social security number, she admitted to opening bank accounts and obtaining loans totaling more than $100,000 that she used to buy a Mercedes-Benz, diamond bracelets, a Ford Mustang for her son, among other items, according to the documents. She also tried to obtain a $176,000 home loan that was denied. Porter was arrested in September 2016 at a Navy credit union while trying to open an account using another stolen social security number. According to the document, while being taken into custody, she told the arresting officer that she steals money because it gives her a high like a drug, adding she wants to give it back after stealing it, but spends it instead. What would you do? Go to the home and say, hey, I screwed your credit? Here's some money. That is not good. Porter was indicted on multiple counts of bank and wire fraud using a false social security number and aggravated identity theft. She pleaded guilty to 2 counts and was sentenced to 9 years in prison. She was no longer in federal custody as of March 13, 2024. Prison records show that she was released. The prosecutor in that case could not immediately be reached for comment. Her lawyer did not respond. So, yeah, she was put in charge of dozens of people, all the while stealing from other people as well. I can do this. Rex Girl, thank you very much. I don't think I can give any more away. 1, 2, 3. I don't think I can give any more away. I wish I could give some more memberships away so I could give you one. Let me see if I can do that tomorrow. I might be able to figure it out. If you come back for tomorrow's show, I might be able to get you a membership. And I might be able to like gift it to you. Okay, we'll see. But thank you very much for your super chat. I appreciate it. I know that some Apple devices do have problems with the membership stuff. Not sure why, but it's got something to do with Apple Pay. You bet she was a shoplifter when she was young, probably stealing makeup and things like that. I know a lot of young girls get into shoplifting by stealing makeup and clothes and things like that, which is interesting. Did you know the majority of shoplifters are female? It's an interesting statistic. All right. By the way, I don't know whatever happened to that case we read about last year. There was a case we read about last year that was like a shoplifting giant scheme where they arrested a woman and they raided her home, and her home had like an entire area set up to look like basically a shop that had like makeup and I can't remember what happened to that. Let's have a look. No, that's not it. High-rise. I don't know if this is the same one, but apparently California Highway Patrol Retail Crime Task Force recovered more than $8 million in stolen goods. They're saying this was 1,123 arrests and recovered almost a quarter or more than $250,000 stolen items at a value of $8.1 million across the state. That is a lot. This was organized retail theft investigations. This is people stealing from shops. I don't know if this was the big one that. Do you remember I told you about it? And there was these women that were organized retail theft, and they were going into like Sephora and stealing like cases of makeup and just walking out, like no one would stop them. But apparently, yeah, the CHP has recovered more than $8 million in stolen property this year. Thank you, Rachel, for letting her know. I think you're right, Reby. I think you're right. Yeah, I want to find that one. I want to see what happened to her. Hold on. Here. First post. California girls inside the woman's gang that stole $8 million in cosmetics. That's the one. Her name was Michelle Mack. A 53-year-old mother of three was arrested in the US for masterminding a gang known as California Girls. After the Katy Perry song? Investigations reveal that Mack would recruit women to steal from different stores across the US and sell the products online through Amazon, earning $8 million since 2012. They're saying here, yeah, I want to find more about her. What's her name? Michelle Mack. Let's see if we can find an update for her. She was sentenced earlier this year. I didn't know that she actually made it to court. They're saying mastermind mum behind $8 million retail theft ring that hit Sephora and more to get 5 years in jail. Here's a photo of her, by the way. There she is, Michelle Mack. She's putting a bad name to all the good Michelles, like Dr. Michelle that we have. They're saying here the mastermind of the organized retail theft ring dubbed California Girls that targeted high-end makeup firms Ulta Beauty and Sephora was fined $3 million and faces more than 5 years in prison when she is sentenced in January, according to court documents. Michelle Mack, they're saying, Law enforcement found more than $300,000 worth of stolen goods at their home, a fraction of the estimated $8 million the duo stole since 2012. The couple pleaded guilty last month, and her husband was sentenced to 5 years, 5 years and 4 months in jail in the San Diego County Superior Court on Thursday. So they're both going to do at least a couple of years in jail. They're saying Michelle's max sentencing was delayed until January 9th, 2025, when she could also get more than 5 years in jail. Mac can't withdraw her guilty plea before sentencing. She has also been ordered not to go near any Ulta Beauty or Sephora stores and not to contact any co-defendants other than her husband. And they're saying at least 9 others were charged in the elaborate scheme. Investigators referred to the ring as California Girls as they hit hundreds of stores across the state and 10 others and resold the goods on on Amazon via their online makeup store. There's her husband. Oh my god. Is that Gray Hughes? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't come for me. I was just joking. He wears a visor. Of course it's not him. Since the pandemic, organized retail theft has plagued businesses across the country, especially in California, where progressive laws only jail shoplifters who swipe more than $950 of goods. That's ridiculous. I understand that it's to reduce petty paperwork of police so that you steal like a candy bar and they've got to take you to the station and investigate you. And it probably costs the police more than it is to, you know, than what the item is worth. I get that. But at the same time, that's how you keep law and order, is by arresting people for doing things that are illegal. You can't just be like, sure, as long as you don't steal, I don't know, a DVD center play. I don't know, something expensive. Like even if you stole a PlayStation's only like $500. So if you stole a PlayStation, they'd just be like, sure, that's fine. Don't steal 2 of them though. That's over 1,000. Don't do that. But you can have one. You can have one and you don't have to pay for it. Yeah, exactly. It's law and order. I agree. Gayla says, I've seen them let it all add up, then grab you once it's over a certain amount. Oh, so like you keep stealing week to week, and then once you hit the target, they're like, gotcha. Dr. Michelle says, yes, so many stores have been shut down. I think she was influenced by all the beauty influencers. Well, if you can't become a beauty influencer, don't take free items unless the company sends it to you. You can't just go take it off the shelf and be like, I'm a beauty influencer. You owe me. I'm going to sponsor you by stealing all your stuff, and then I'll make a YouTube video about it. That's not how it works. They got to come to you and ask you. They're saying apparently their beauty business on Amazon has been shut down. It brought in $1.89 million in 2022 alone. Apparently, the couple's brazen operation included a mini store of beauty products, sunglasses, designer bags inside their garage where they package goods and ship them off to customers. Yeah, there was photos. Yeah, there we go. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that have these type of arrangements in their home because they do have home businesses, right? But this is not product that they bought for their business. This is stuff that was stolen by the caseload from Sephora. And they just put it in the garage and went, we're a shop. We're an Amazon. Let's sell all this to people. Yeah, this is all stolen property. It is not stuff they bought. That is bonkers. They're like, love, I don't like that you keep all your stolen makeup all over the ground. We have to buy some shelves for all your stolen property. And it looks like they've even stolen, these are mail baskets, right? That's what they are, yeah. You get these from the mail, what do you call it in America? National, whatever your mail service is called from the government. Aren't they those mail trays that they have there at USPS? There it is. I'm pretty sure yeah, it is. United States Parcel Service. Right there. Yep, they're mail trays. So she not only stole from Sephora, she stole from the mail company because you're supposed to give those back. You're not supposed to take them. You're supposed to give them back to to USPS. The Macs originally pleaded not guilty, although now have changed their pleas, I think. There is a multi-million-dollar criminal scheme. It was complex and it was orchestrated. And they said they're not talking about garden variety shoplifting. The crime ring was busted in part because of incriminating texts between the couple and their team of shoplifters. Yeah. So one of the texts read, "I'm not stealing regular. I'm going to start filling up my bag quick. So I want to know stuff I can grab in bulk too," according to one of the shoplifters. So she's like, "I don't want one item. I want 50 items." And there she is, Michelle Mack, giving all the other Michelles a bad name. Yeah, she took it too far. Oh, you can buy them too? I thought you could only get them. Cash converters? Ah, cash converters. Hey, permaculture, good to see you. Carolina says, keep it organized. Yeah, those are mail trays. Yeah, I thought you had to give them back. I thought they sort of give it to you if you have a lot of mail, but you're supposed to give it back to them once you load your vehicle or whatever. All right, I think that's it. I think we're almost done. What time is it over there? What time? Let's have a look. West Coast. So it says it is only 10 p.m. Is it only 10 p.m. in the West Coast right now? 1:20 a.m. in Washington, D.C. So yeah, it's 1 a.m. for our East Coast people, but our West Coast people are just getting started on a Saturday night. Hey, do you guys want to know a really funny YouTube channel I found? So one day I was on YouTube just like sort of chilling out. I don't know. I was just clicking videos, trying to find something to watch. And I came across a weird club. It's just a dance club, like a nightclub in New Jersey. And I was watching it and I'm like, where is this place? And they were just like had all these DJs and stuff. And it was like a brand new establishment that they just built recently. And they never get any comments. They get like 40 views, yet they've got these high quality streams of their, nights out. They might be live right now. Hold on, I'll see if they are. What are they called? I gotta find it. OTX, no. Hold on. I have to search my history. Give me 1 second. Oh, it's called Barcode. Barcode in New Jersey. If you are in New Jersey and you know Barcode, I don't know. I don't know too much about them, but you might be able to find them. They're probably live right now, being it's a Saturday night. They are live right now. I can't play any of the music because we'll get in trouble, but I can show you a little bit. I can show you a little bit from their live stream. Here you go. So they're live right now in New Jersey. So what is it? DJ Casanova and Barcode Sessions. So yeah, I don't know how I came across them, but they got this club in New Jersey somewhere. The weird YouTube algorithm took me there. The YouTube algorithm is very strange. One day it took me to this girl who makes videos and she had like 20 subscribers. So I went there and I subscribed to her channel because, well, I felt bad and I wanted her to have more subscribers. So I gave her a sub and I said she had good content and to keep it up. And she was doing like travel blogging. And I was like, I don't know why I got told to go there. But yeah, this place, Barcode. So if they have more subscribers than I do. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about them like that. The very popular or more popular than me nightclub. Yeah, what are they? Open till 3 a.m. in Elizabeth, New Jersey, 429 North Broad Street. People said it's a good club, but the outside of the club is very sketchy. People said there's been fights and people have been stabbed. So apparently the club's okay, but I didn't know this. So in nightclubs, well, I haven't been to one in a while, but when I was younger, I did. We never had this type of. In America, apparently it's really common that you get charged on the door, and then you have to pay a certain amount when you get inside for drinks. So they give you a card, and you have to prepay money onto it for the night. I have never heard of that, and that sounds crazy to me. That you have to pay your door charge and put like $300 on like a card to pay for drinks. But Rachel says Elizabeth is kind of scary in some parts. Well, apparently this place is in the bad part. A lot of people saying that they're being crashed into or stabbed outside, got into fights with people. Thavi says it's cold here in Boise, Idaho tonight. Oh, is it really? Is the temperature dropping in the US? What? Do you watch people out? What is out? Gayla says, I subbed to someone's son playing video games. Yeah. Yeah, I subbed to that girl because I wanted to be nice. The YouTube cops are saying you need gods. Are saying you need a holiday. I'm going on holiday in a month. I'm going on holiday in 4 weeks actually. In 4 weeks' time, I'm going on holiday. So I'm heading to Tasmania. I'm heading to Tasmania for about 5 days, something like that. 5-6 days. Heading down to Tassie to go to a wedding. So I am going away. You guys are going to come with me. I won't be. I guess I should say I will not be streaming every day when I'm away in Tasmania. I hope everyone realizes that. We have a wedding. We have stuff we have to do with family. So I won't be on, every night for 3-4 hours. I won't. But I will come on when I can and hang out with you guys and show you around Tasmania and stuff like that. Yeah, we're going away for about 5 days, something like that. Like a week before Christmas. Who gets married a week before Christmas? Who? Who does this? Who gets married in summer? What kind of crazy people? Who does that? Apparently our family. Apparently our family does that. Oh. I haven't been out. I haven't been out in the night economy for a long, long time. A long time. But we probably will when we go to Tasmania because we've got stuff to do and places to go. Yeah, that's right, my family. Almost 1:30 in the morning. All right, we should probably wind up. Thavi says winter has arrived. Supposed to snow Sunday night. Is that your first snowfall for the area? Yeah, but in America, it sounds like a decent time because your seasons are reversed. We're going a week before Christmas when it's boiling hot. It's the middle of it'd be like getting married in July for you. It'd be like, let's go and get married in July on the 4th of July weekend. Or like a week before the 4th of July. It sounds hectic to me, but I'm sure they have their reasons. I have no idea what their reasons are, but they won't tell us, but sure. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I just came across this particular channel. So every now and then I check back in and see if they've got any decent music going, but half the time they don't. Their DJs are a bit not my cup of tea. It's freezing in Scotland. I'm glad. I'm sort of happy you get your first snow. I like snow. First snow probably here 2 inches. Started 3 hours ago. Wow, it really is becoming winter for you guys. Hold on, let's have a look. Boise, Idaho. Let's see the weather forecast for Boise. Wow, it's -1 right now. -1 degree Celsius. What is that? It's 31 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So there you go. There's your math problem for if you want to do Celsius to Fahrenheit. Add 30 to anything and you'll be fine. Add 30. Yeah. It says it is going to get pretty cold Monday night for Boise, Idaho. -2 degrees, which will be, can I do the math? It'll be 30 degrees, 30 Celsius for you. And then it picks up later in the week, though. Later in the week, you seem to be okay. You don't have any more freezing nights, although Tuesday's 1 degree, but it picks up a handful of degrees throughout the rest of the week. You're between 8 degrees during the day and about 5 degrees at night. Your minimum overnight is actually not that big of a dip. It's only about 4 degrees. So you've got a pretty steady temperature night and day in Boise, Idaho, which is interesting. In Australia, we have such a dip in temperatures. It's like at day it can be 30, at night it can be 10. So we get like a 20-degree shift. April says it was in the mid-30s here in southern Illinois today. I hope you guys calm down on all the tornadoes. A video in my feed had 14 girls in the Philippines, no English, doing what people in chat told them to do. Only thing I understood is their Cash App and PayPal addresses. Yeah, I've seen a lot of these. I've seen a lot of these around. No, it was 33 Fahrenheit. I've seen a lot of these around on TikTok and Snapchat and Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that. And there's people from these poorer countries where obviously generating an income is extremely difficult. And they figured out that if they hop online and sort of show people their lives, some people will feel sorry for them and donate money to them. And I've seen this quite a lot. It's a new trend. Some of these people make some really good money. It's interesting. Like people get really involved with the family and they're sort of like, I don't know how to explain it, but they sort of, oh look, it's Papa and it's the 3 girls and they want to make sure the girls are okay, so they donate, $50 or something. Like I've seen this quite a lot. It's a new trend. January's your coldest month. Is that when you get like below 30 and stuff? No, that's like Alaska. Angela says, my parents had their heating at 25°C for ages. It kills me as it's too warm. That is really warm. I like 20 degrees. I'm good. 20 degrees in the winter, I'm fine. That's good enough. Not too hot, not too cold. All right. Getting excited for some of my favorites to do Vlogmas. What is Vlogmas? What is Vlogmas? You guys are gonna have to tell me what the hell is Vlogmas. I have no idea what that is. I don't know. Do we do anything for Christmas on this channel? I don't know if we do. You've turned yours off. I don't know if we do anything for Christmas. We normally do New Year's. So we normally do New Year's and I stay on all night and we watch the fireworks and check out Disney and see what's going on over there. Check in on that channel. They got that cool channel, Passes to the Park, or is that what they're called? Park Pass or something? They're really good. We check in on them. So we do that. I'm not sure if we do anything for Christmas. Probably just hang out. Probably just do a true crime show like we always do. I think that's more fun than making it themed, a holiday theme anyway. Maybe I'll wear Rudolph reindeer headgear. Maybe I'll do that. Oh, really? On YouTube? I don't know if you're allowed to do that on YouTube, are you? They have a pretty bad no nudity policy or whatever. I feel like those can be a real attraction for the people we talk about in these stories who are preying against young people, but also families who are vulnerable. So they are more inclined to be more lenient with what happens, if that makes sense, because they want those donations. Daily vlogs for 24 days. We do daily vlogs every day. So do I just have Yemis? Am I Yemis? Because we are on every day. I think I did 365 videos this year. I don't think we missed I think we might have missed 1 or 2 days throughout the year when I was sick. That's it. I think we almost did, yeah. We did the whole year basically. On every day for almost a year and a bit. So, don't need 24 days. I'm here 365 days. What? I don't know if we Hey, they're saying they want to see a Christmas photo with us in matching Christmas PJs standing at a tree, like it's some sort of 1990s Home Alone family card. Do you want to do that? What are you trying to say? That's true, I do. Yeah. She's like, I don't know. She's like, I'm not sure if we do that. You're not too far from the North Pole. Do you track the like Christmas? NORAD does the tracking of Santa. I love that. With the cats. Actually, Muffin, Muffin came up the other night, has never slept on my lap ever since I've owned him, even when he was a baby. And he jumped on my lap and sat in my lap and looked at the camera for like 5 minutes. He has never done that in his life. He hasn't done it again. Not any day since. Just, I don't know why he did it. He just wanted to. Matching PJs, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll do something like that. Maybe, a lot of people wanted to see the wedding photos from July, and I keep asking about them to family and stuff, but as far as I know, they still don't have them. Would they be getting them this weekend because they've gone up there? Is that why they went up there? Well, it's to see them after the wedding, right? Ah, okay. Well, I'm guessing it would be to look at the photos. They're coming back today? Okay. So the family went up to go to the people who got married in July. They're up there today, so we might get the photos back sometime this week. And if I can show them to you, I will. And you'll see us all dressed up in our wedding, nice clothes and dressed up. Evil Asko says it was 100% a thing with the girls. I reported it, but that's no good. That's terrible. Because Muffin is the star of the show. I think he misses being on camera, but right now he sleeps on the couch in the other room with Rory. So right now, Rory's at one end of so they sleep on the back of the couch. Rory's at one end of the back of the couch and Muffin's at the other end, and they face each other, but they're about 2 foot apart. So they're curled up and sleeping. They're not doing anything. They're just hanging out. Really? Baby cane toads? That's an interesting present. Is it cane toad season up there at the moment? I remember when I lived in Queensland, they were everywhere. I lived on the Sunshine Coast for 3 or 4 years, and they would be during hot months, they were everywhere. They'd hop at doors and they're down the street, and you'd see the little ones and the giant ones. I don't know where they come from. They're just everywhere. No, only some places in Australia are no cats outdoor. Where I live, we have a no roaming law, so cats can't go outside unless you can guarantee they can't move from your property. if they're caught outside of your property, they get taken to the pound and you have to pay a fine. It's like $500. So a lot of people now just keep their cats inside. But I think where Reby lives, it's still okay to keep animals outdoors, I think. Oh, yeah, that's right. She has a catio. That's right. That's right. She has an outdoor area. But yeah, in here, we have no roaming laws down south here because they don't want the cats attacking the native animals. So, not that we have any besides possums and more possums, no koalas. All right. Hey, I love you all. Let me check one thing before we go. 1 second. All right. Carla, thank you very much for your donation. I very much appreciate it. By the way, if you two want to get in on that custom hoodie thing that we're going to draw when we're in Tasmania, use the donation links normally found under the video, but if they're not, they'll be in the chat. For every $5, you'll get an entry into the draw in December. We've already had a pretty good turnout for it, so I'm very impressed. I also have something for our members, but I'll announce that at a later date. So the people who are members but are not donators, I have something for you too, but just wait on that. I'll announce that a little bit later. So I didn't forget about you. I felt like some people might be upset. They're like, you're going to give something to the people who donate, but not to the people who are members? No, I have something for my members too, because they have supported me for months. So hold on, and I'll announce that shortly. I should have final designs on the hoodies in about a week. So when I have that, I should be able to show you some prototype from the company. So I'm going to put the designs in. They're going to do some sort of rough ones to have a look. And when I get the photos for that, I'll show them to you. So I'm happy to do that for you. So people can see what they'll look like. I think they're going to just do them on black for testing, but we can get them in like yellow, gray, green, purple, red, white, gold. I think there's a whole bunch of ones we can get. Will a SWAT team surround your place if the cat is out? Nah, just the council will take the cat to the pound, and you'll have to go down there and explain why the cat was outside, what you're going to do about it, and how you're not going to let them out ever again, or they won't give the cat back, and you have to pay them $500. So it is sad. I agree. You have a lynx family? Really? You need some photos of that. I want to see a lynx. Yeah, very big fine. Yep. Aw, that's so cute. I want to see. Yeah, we have a vet. So we have a vet down here who goes into the industrial areas during kitten season, and she fixes them, and then they rehome them when they're healthy. So it's to stop the reproduction of them. So if they fix them and they leave, I think they leave females or a couple of females, so they can't breed. They can do the thing, but they can't make babies. So they leave a couple of females, so they think they're doing reproduction, but they're not. That no babies will happen. Yeah, and they're trying to bring down the population of stray animals in industrial areas. I bet it is probably the second best place to live in the US. Are there hairless cats in Australia? I don't. I mean, I'm sure there is. You have to ask the ladies. I'm sure there is. All right. Oh, you're talking about Sphinx cats. Yeah, we have those. We call them TNR program, treat and release program. Yeah. All right. I'm out of here. Do I have any recommendations for a documentary for you to watch after this? Uh, Maybe. There is one I'm gonna watch actually maybe tonight if I can find it. Is it this one? 999 Murderer Calling. I might watch that. That one's pretty good. Or I had a second one from England that I wanted to watch if I can find it. There's a new series called My Boyfriend Made Me Do It. So I might watch that too. That one looks maybe interesting. Yeah, so those two are probably my pick for cases, but there is Cold Cases Reopened too. That one does look interesting as well. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I don't know. Ask Reby. Reby, are there kill shelters in Australia? I think so. I think so. Unfortunately, I do believe that there are shelters in Australia that put down animals when they've been there for too long. Yes, I believe that is true. Trap neuter release, yeah. One of my Shanghai friends is getting a new cat this weekend from a rich crazy cat lady who has an apartment just for stray cats. What? That's mental. By the way, Reby, I'll tell you a funny story. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about before I go. So I love the Asian pork bun, like the one with the red pork in it. Love them. So good. I had the best ones I ever had like a month ago, and now I've been addicted to them. So I've been trying out all these different brands of them, like frozen from the Asian store. Anyway, I picked up one, and they were these really big ones, and I was like, "Whoa, they look pretty good." Hopefully, they got a lot of like pork and stuff in it. They were very heavy, like half kilo for 4 of them. And I was like, "Wow, these look really good." And I took them home, I put them in the freezer and forgot about them for about a week. Took them out, I was like, "Oh, I'll put these on for dinner." Uh, and I cooked them, and then I went to test if they were hot inside, and I stuck the fork in, and then I pulled it out, and a meatball came out, and I was like, what is going on? Like, this is not pork bao bun." Yeah, bao bun or whatever they call it. Bao bun? Bao bun? Um, a meatball came out. And I was like, "Why is there a meatball in the bao bun or whatever?" And I cut it open and it had like stock or sauce in it. And I realized I went back and read the packet. It said it was a pork bun, but it said it was a Shanghai pork bun. And I think it's supposed to be sort of like the Shanghai soup dumpling, but instead of being in a dumpling wrapper, it's in a bun wrapper. So it had like, yeah, the mushroom, not mushroom, you guys said mushroom. No mushrooms, it was just pork. But like a pork dumpling, and then it had like the stock in it too. Anyway, it tasted pretty good, just not what I was hoping for. It was pretty tasty though. But yeah, it was called a Shanghai pork bun. Ah, you know them? Shangjiang, is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, so they got like a bowl of meat inside and then like a gravy slash stock on the inside. Yeah, pretty good. I liked it. I'd buy it again, but it's just not a red pork bun. Like they're very different and they're more sweeter. This was more like meaty and stocky. Still pretty good though. I liked it. But yeah, there's my weird story about shopping at the Asian grocery store. We have one, it's, like, just around the corner, and I go there all the time, and I just pick up stuff, and I'm just like, "Yeah, that looks good, I'll try that." I love the freezer section because 'cause they've got great, street food and stuff like that. They are the best street food. What is it called? Shangjiang? Alright, let me look. Shangjiang. Okay. Oh, it is a real thing. Like a Shangjiang Bao. Okay, so it's what's called? Pan-fried pork bun. Okay. Yeah, yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is definitely it. Yeah, I can show you guys a photo. So the ones I had were about 10 times the size of this. They were massive. But there you go. See, it has sort of like a bowl of meat and herbs on the inside. But my one wasn't dry. This one's dry. The one I had like a gravy or like a stock with it. It was really good. But there you go. Instead of having the red pork, it has that. So if you ever see them around, try it. They're pretty good. The way you pronounce it or the way you spell it is Well, the way Google's telling me is like this. Maybe locals pronounce it differently or something. So the Shengjian Bao. But yeah, different to the red pork one, barbecue pork. All right, yeah, send me a video. I want to see how they make it. All right, hey, I love you all very much. I have a new video I've made because when StreamYard broke, it's been broken for so many weeks. Even the video I made weeks ago is now out of date. So I'm currently rendering a new video. Be up for tomorrow, and it'll have everyone's names on it. It's all right. I don't speak Mandarin or whatever either. It's all good. I need to make them. You guys want to? Oh, hey, all right. One more question. Do you guys like those people that go to like the supermarket and they're like, "Look, I found a new product. Watch me eat it on TikTok." Do you like those people? All those stupid people who are like, "Let me rate the 10 best packets of chips or whatever." Like, I can't stand those people. I'm like, "Do you have nothing better to do with your day?" Like, I don't want to see you eat those stupid cakes. Like, I don't really care what you eat. You go over there and turn off your stream, and then you can eat. You want to cook something, that might be fun, but I'm not going to sit there and watch you bite into a cake. Like, why do I care? A Chef Boyardee ravioli. I don't know. We don't have that brand here, but I know that brand from America. You like them, RX girl? You like them? I mean, I won't yuck your yum, but I just don't really get it. Yeah, I don't like watching people eat. I'm not a huge watching. What is with the younger generation and watching people eat? I don't really understand it. The whole mukbang thing and all that. And then watching these people go, "Hey, it's a new cake from Woolworths. Let me cut a piece and shove a giant piece in my mouth and make it look like I ate a quarter of a cake in one go." Yeah, no mukbang. Really? I don't like watching people eat. Maybe it's my ADHD, but I barely eat myself and I have to remind myself to eat. So I'm not a huge person who wants to sit there and watch other people eat food. That's a weird topic to finish on. Wasn't even true crime. You guys get me off true crime all the time. Um, hey, I love you all. Thank you so much. Actually, I will admit this. This week, the support for the channel has been really high since we did only Rory. Shush, we're live on the air. This week, since we started doing just the live shows at night, like the late show, I will say the support of the show has been a lot higher than it was in the previous month. The hoodie might have some persuasion on that, but maybe the late shows have been helping. You don't eat either? Yeah, I've got that weird ADHD thing where you forget that you got to eat food to survive. I will get to like 11:30 at night, and I will be telling myself every hour, "You should go make dinner. You should go make dinner. You should go make dinner." And then I'm like, "Oh my god, it's 11:30. I haven't eaten." Happens every night. It's some sort of ADHD thing. I've heard other people that have ADHD have it as well. So low B12 does it to you. What is? I think we had a B12 shot. I might have to look into that. I think she had a B12 shot. Maybe I need one. All right. All right. All right. Stephanie So doing her Asian crime stories and doing mukbang. Ugh. I don't want to watch that. I'm good. I'm good. I don't know. What maybe I'll have a drink. Maybe I'll have a drink. That'll spice things up. I'll be like one of those people that get like those gas station sodas, and I'll just sit here with a gas station soda and I'll put the straw in my mouth like 50 times. Maybe that'll do it. I'm just joking. I'm not going to do that. All right. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, it's very kind. I very much appreciate the support from everyone this week. It really has helped out, and I do appreciate it. So thank you very much to everyone. And yeah, yeah. No eating live seafood like that girl with she had the squid and then she ate it live. Blah. All right. See you tomorrow. We should be a little earlier tomorrow, but probably not by much. because Trish doesn't do a show on a Sunday night. So we'll probably be on around 10:30, something like that, 11 Eastern. Probably 11 Eastern we'll be on, okay? Have fun. Hey, go Niners for tomorrow. Let's go Niners. Let's beat those bloody Seahawks and let's get another win. And I'll see you after NFL Football Sunday or Sunday Night Football, okay? Peace out. Good night, everyone. Love you all. Bye.